Hi everyone, in this video I will show you the line-line intersection component and how you can use its features. As a first example for this video, I'll look at a simple tower-like sketch made of vertical and horizontal elements. Here I'm using the line-line intersection component to find where the vertical beams intersect with the horizontal slabs. This is important because identifying these intersection points allows me to break the lines into smaller segments that correspond to the height of each floor. If I were to input the single continuous lines into Karamba, the software would interpret them as uninterrupted elements, resulting in inaccurate structural analysis. By splitting the lines at each floor level, I ensure a more realistic model for simulation. The line-line intersection takes two lists of lines as an input. The first list of lines is intersecting lines, and the second list is to intersect. The component tests which lines in to intersect get intersected by the lines in intersecting. I've got my vertical lines over here, and I want to intersect them with the curves which represent the different floors. Since these are the lines which I want to cut, let's plug them in the to intersect input. The curves are the lines which I want to use as the cutting lines, so these will go in intersecting. When I plug in the curves, the component turns red and I get an error. Data conversion failed from curve to line. This shows up because the component can only take single lines as inputs, and in this case, I'm feeding polylines. To solve this issue, I can just explode the polylines and use the segments as the new inputs. The component is no longer showing any errors, and I can see that it's executing, but the intersection results still don't look quite right. What I need to do here is flatten both the inputs. Now the result is actually much better and more intersections are found, but I still notice that there's some missing. When I zoom into the structure, I detect that in fact the horizontal lines and vertical lines don't actually intersect each other. Line-line intersection actually allows me to detect the intersection even if the geometry is imprecise. This can be achieved using the LDist input, which allows me to define a distance threshold within which the intersections are still recognized. By default, the limit distance is set to 0.05, and with the slider, I can increase this value and search for intersection points which were previously not identified. As outputs, I get the input plug IP, which provides a list of the intersection points, and the LSS output, which returns all the line segments that result from the intersection. The feature has, however, some restrictions. In curved surfaces like this one, for example, where the distances are inconsistent, it may happen that some points, like this one here, for example, can't be identified. In this case, it's better to use a workaround with a native Grasshopper component, such as curve, intersect, and shatter the segments with the parameter outputs. Thank you and see you at the next video.